Hey y'all, hey, how y'all doing? Hope everybody's feeling good and great and all that little shit. Damn, my voice did. Well, bitch was out last night. I was out last night. I had me a good ass time. But anyway, I hope everybody's feeling good and great and all that shit. Well, anyway, y'all know how I do it. I just jump right into it. So, yes, I have been having. Yesterday was a very interesting day, and I had great conversations from young people to adults about uh, just their sexual experiences and pedophilia and sexual assault. So if you don't know, I teach children fashion, right? So that's one of the gigs I have. And so we was actually making the dresses and shit, they talking, and they was talking about stuff that's happening at home. And so this one girl, she said that her grandfather was acting weird and, telling them to come over here. And my mama was like, I ain't going, my baby ain't going over there. Don't be going with And I was like, you know what? Your mama sound just like my mama. She ain't play none of that shit. Like, because you can't be trusting motherfuckers. You don't know what's going on in these men's mind. You understand what I'm saying? And another girl said the same thing. Uh, that I think did she no I don't know if it was an uncle or a grandfather like the other girl, but it was somebody that was giving up some weird vibes, right? Some pedophilia vibes within her family. And then they also was talking about they had a cousin and they wanted to, she said they always wanted to play house and stuff like that. And she said, like somebody got to be the mama, somebody got to be the daddy, and kissing is involved. She said, I ain't never played. I told my mama and all, and I was just like, right, like, listen, y'all do not understand how vital it is to have these conversations. We can't be looking to the left and looking to the right. Most people who, well, I don't know, everybody's experience is different, but thank God for for parents like mine and who parents who think this way to keep their eyes on your children. You understand what I'm saying? So then we're gonna move forward to, and I was telling them, I was like, shout out to your parents for keeping you aware and on point and and giving you a teachable moment, right? And because it's important, because what are you gonna do? I mind you, these girls is 10 to 13 years old. When you become an adult and you have to you have to mentor children or guide some children or become a parent, um, your understanding of how you need to watch out from them and other people is top tier because you learned it from your mother, right? And shout out to the mothers. I just love mothers and parents just like that, right? I even had a guy one time. This when I was an exotic dancer, right? Man, y'all just talk to me people about so much shit. And so he said that he had a daughter and he wake up, his dick hard, whatever. And he said his daughter would just run and like jump in the bed. He said how strong man handled her. He was like he said he ain't mean to, but he like caught her like right here, was like, like with a real quick thrust, like uh don't jump on me in the morning. Don't jump on me at all like that. You know what I'm saying? And like, I guess like she was coming like towards the crotch area, like girl, like kids, I want to sit on my dad and my mom, you know what I'm saying? And he caught her like that. Yo, don't ever do that. You know what I'm saying? I even had a little girl that when I was a nanny, I was a nanny to black children. Don't fucking play with me. To two children at two separate homes, a girl and a boy. And the one little girl, we get on the bus, so we sitting on the bus, so she wanted to sit on my lap. So I was like, okay, I'm thinking she go sit, across, right? No, she said, how you have like so my knee, so she sat on my leg, but she straddled it, and I had to I had to strong push her too. I was like, I told her, I said, you don't sit on anyone like that. Don't no. Mm-mm. I said, as a matter of fact, let me scoot over so you can sit on and I like so you can sit right here. But yeah, I said, if you want to sit, like you sit, you sit across me, like you don't, you know what I'm saying? That's how you sit on someone, like, but you don't sit like with crotching me, like saddling my motherfucking leg. I tell her that, but I did tell her that, but not like that. You understand what I'm saying? And So let's move on to last night. So the following night, y'all, if y'all don't know, like I'll be sure I didn't tape it this time because it was trash. I did a trash ass fucking performance. I did Nicki Minaj, but I haven't smoking weed, and I know I can't smoke weed and read the thing at the same time. Remember shit, because my mind go, y'all ain't, my mind goes ziggity boom at this bitch, and it went ziggity boom, and I couldn't remember the motherfucking lyrics. I was like, oh my god, it was a shitty night. So, but anyway, to my surprise, they had now Monifa hosts the night. It's comedy and karaoke. So Monifa do the karaoke part, and the owner, one of the owners, Jamie, he does the comedian portion. And to my surprise, Takari, obviously
Bitch,
the
her
right name.
name is
Y'all know the black comedian.
Takara.
If y'all know comedians, this and she thick as hell, body T. I hope am I using the right fingers? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And I like her, and I've watched her, right? And she was there last night. And before, like, I've watched her comedy sets on YouTube and shit like that. And I also watched her when she was on a podcast, and she was explaining her life as a female comic and going on the road. And so she said, at the end of the night, like all the comedians, they'll get together and they be drinking and all that shit. She said she's not too much of a drinker. I guess she must have drank too much. And so she think that these people was her friends. And so she said, just make sure I get to my apartment, to my hotel room safely. She said when she woke up, now I don't remember what podcast it was on, but when she said she woke up, this man, she was naked, and I guess the man was walking around the the hotel room or whatever, in the bathroom or whatnot. And so she was like, "Did we do anything?" Like, cause she blacked out. She don't know. And so she was just like, did we do anything? And I think the guy might have alluded to yes without saying yes. And like, and my heart just broke. And in the comments, I was like, yeah, you were, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what that was. And you should have reported him. Because if you having sex with somebody and they unconscious, bitch, that's right. What the fuck? You understand what I'm saying? And so she was there last night. Now I saw that maybe there. It was this month when I seen the podcast, and then she was there, and then I was able to tell her, I was just and hug her and tell her I'm so sorry that happened to you, and so she was like, oh, thank you, like she's a sweetie pie. Oh my god, body T, her body T. I bet she got all the thighs, the hips, the like the titties, like the T, and yeah. And then, so I also did stand up, right? I went and did, like, they have open mic before the actual comedy and karaoke, they have open mics. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna go get on stage. Fuck it, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. Because one of the other owner of comedy in Harlem, which is Jamie's wife, Nikki, she was like, Nikki Sunshine, she was like, you should get on the thing, on the mic. And I was like, I'm not no comedian. She said, no, but she said a comedian has a strong opinion and you have a strong opinion. Because when they were somewhere else, before they moved to this location where they are, I was always sit right in the front, go to the, because I love going to comedy shows, and sit in the front and be talking shit to the comedians. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so, but whatever. So that's how, I got to get on the stage. And so, it was a lady there, and I was after she got off, she pounded me. This time when you kind of do a great job, they'll pound you out. No, she was the only person who pounded me out, and I appreciate her. But anyway, so me and her was talking. So I said, so I must know her comedy journey. And so I said, so how long you been doing it? She was like, for 12 years. But she was like, but she said I had to let it go for me. And she's like, it was just too much anxiety and all this old bullshit. And I was just like, what? And the same shit. She was like, the men, and how this one man was mad because she wouldn't have sex with him. Grown men, because she wouldn't have sex with him. He done started a rumor about her that she fuck around and all this, that she sleep around and all this old shit. And so she said that shrunk me. That this world that I'm in, and that I take fucking serious, look at me in that light like I'm some loose bitch out here popping pussy all around. But it was this man who she didn't want to sleep with, told no, done spreaded this rumor. I was like, oh my God, hugged her up too. It was just like, and I also told her, I said, you need to tell that, make up some jokes about that in your comedy special. And then on top of that, fucking Tiffany Haddish was just on Deion Cole podcast talking about how she was back. I guess, like, I don't know how the inner workings of the comedian world is, but I think the goal is definitely for you to go on the road. Right, so well, the goal is to definitely, do your specials and shit like. But but in the meantime, between time, is to go on the road. So she was saying that Tiffany Haddish was on Dianco, and so she said that she asked this one comedian to go on the road, and the comedian was like, basically, is she gonna fuck? And so she was like, no. And then she said she seen all these men going on the road with him. She said, I wonder was they open up their legs? You know what I'm saying? Man, listen, this conversation has to be had. And we definitely have to talk to these men, start with them as a boy on how to interact with females. Just because your dick is jumping and popping and it's hard and you ready to fuck, don't mean that somebody want to fuck you. And you don't take advantage of somebody because of that. Meaning, like in Dakara, I hope I'm saying her name right. In her situation, where she was saying, when she blacked out drunk, and this man, her, she wasn't aware of what the fuck is going on, and she never took, like, no, report. That's another thing. People need to report. You have to report when things happen to you. You have to fucking report that shit. And they know if no ands, no buts about the shit. The fuck. Yo, this shit is like getting out of hand. It is crazy. And we have to teach boys how to interact with females and vice versa. Because then you also have on the flip side of the coin, like a girl who may not be getting love. Maybe her parents ain't showing love. Maybe who knows what the situation is. Or don't have a father, or just, I don't know. It could be, the situation could be whatever the situation is. The situation is situating. And she feel like in order to get love, like, these little girls be sucking dick in the motherfucking, what the fuck is that? The staircase at school. These are middle schoolers. I remember after school, I caught a little girl doing it. But there was middle school and high school. I think it don't even matter. But have some respect for yourself. We all are sexual beings, but you don't do that here. You don't, no. And then he only getting pleasure? I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, the fuck? Man, these conversations have to be had. Has to be had. And it seems to be a part of, like, a lot of fucking stories. And then also, not only that, like, men don't talk about it. Men also go through this shit too. Maybe from a woman and sometimes from a motherfucking man. Kevin Gates was just said that he was just he was the same thing. He was raped when he was a teenager, and his mother didn't believe him by a man. We got, because when especially when you, it don't matter what grade age you in. When somebody violates you, you kind of freeze. Like, you don't even know what the fuck to do. That's why we gotta have these motherfucking conversations, because motherfuckers know what the motherfucker do. You gonna know to grab something in your motherfucking bag, whatever the fuck that is, mace this motherfucker, or you go, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, no, bitch. You got to find out to motherfucking day. You understand what I'm saying? That's why we have to have these conversations with our children. Man, listen. And even another quick story, and I remember who it was, a young lady that was in the army, one of them armed forces, and how she was saying how, like, that taking place, like, women being sexually assaulted is just like seemed as part of the culture, I guess. Basically, that's what her experience was. Man, but then again, this shit is deeper than that. It's so much. It's deep. And if you once you tell the truth on this motherfucker, they like to block you. They like to give you strikes and all this other shit. Because the Caucasian truth is just like, don't talk about that. We don't see that. We don't talk about that. We don't hear that. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I hope y'all join me on February 28th. I'm going to do a live of my Seductive ArT February 28th. It says at 6 p.m. for men and women. Y'all come through. It's live on my TikTok. My TikTok handle will be down in the description box. So I hope y'all come through, because we listen. You would just sit, learn, get involved, whatever the fuck. Just show up. I would appreciate it. Because we have to have these conversations, and knowing how to maneuver in different types of situations as it relates to sex and human sexual behavior. And mind you, I'm not telling nobody what to do. Like, whoever you are as a person, that's who you are. But have some integrity, have a strong sense of morals and values and respect for other people. This is the type of people that I'm fucking. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not that type of person, you need to come on so you can learn something new, because we don't want you going that route. So that's February 28th at 6 p.m. That's a Saturday. So I hope to see y'all there, as well as I'm an author. The title of my book is called QUICKIE. It's 7 short erotic stories. Read while you fuck while you read. And I'm a designer. Name of my brand is Rill Nice by Rill. And September 2026, New York Fashion Week, I will be doing my fashion show, showcasing Rill Nice. Don't even play with me. I'm super excited about that shit. So yeah, I'll keep y'all abreast of that. And y'all know what to do. If I resonate with you, please hit that, click that. I would appreciate that. And y'all know how we lead this motherfucker. Be grateful, be generous, be kind, be thoughtful, be selective, be driven, be focused, be on time. Black people, be black and proud. Duh. Be about your motherfucking money. Be aware. Be humble. Be kind. Be pleasant. Be happy. Be one with God. Be opinionated. Be boisterous. Be a part of your community. Be grateful. Did I say that already? Well, it's good to say shit twice. Be lovable. Be a great leader. Be all these great things. We on the highway to the Most High. And in the midst of you doing all of that, don't you fold, don't you think twice, don't you peep around the corner. And that is, you always be you, because God made you perfect just as you are. Until we meet again, y'all have a great night. Peace.